What's up? Josh here. Today we're talking about iPhone accessories, but not just any iPhone accessories. I'm talking about the ones that I actually use. A little bit about me, I'm somebody who appreciates clean, minimalistic, but also functional design. So all of the products that I'm showing you today are not only gonna be designed well, but also have great functionality. So without further ado, let's talk about the first product. This is one that I never thought that I would use, and that is the Magsafe Wallet. So this is the Peak Design Magsafe Wallet. Now at this point, you're probably very familiar with the Magsafe Wallet. They're typically made of plastic, hold 2 to 3 cards, and magnetically attached to the back of your phone. The reason I never thought that they would catch on or that I would never use them is because they only hold about 2 to 3 cards. And personally, that is pretty limiting. So this one by Peak Design, as you can see, is designed quite differently. It's made with this nylon canvas material, which actually feels great. I've already gotten a couple of compliments on it, and I think it just looks more fashionable and stylish than your typical Magsafe wallet. It also features a magnetic flap that keeps your cards securely inside of the wallet. Now you might be wondering at this point, how do you take the cards out? Well, simply just pull up on the flap. And the crazy thing with this wallet is that it holds up to 7 cards. Now, I wasn't able to get 7, I'm closer to 5. Regardless, 5 cards is much better than 2 to 3. And the really nice thing is that even though it holds more cards, you would think that it's gonna be thicker, but actually it ends up being still pretty slim and comparable to other Magsafe wallets. I've personally been carrying this around with me over the past few weeks and have really enjoyed it. It's very high quality, comes in multiple colors, and for 50 bucks, I actually think that it's quite worth it. Now, my question to you is, do you guys actually use Magsafe wallets? I actually think this is a good one, but let me know your thoughts. Okay, the next category is travel charging. The 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, and 17 are gonna get 40-watt fast charging this year, and the iPhone Air gets 20-watt fast charging. The reason that these are bucketed into travel chargers is because you don't really need that kind of fast charging speed when you're just at home or on your day-to-day. I think the fast charging really comes in handy when you're traveling because that's when we're most dependent on our phones and we might need a fast charge. Having just got back from a Europe trip, these are 3 products that I personally use and can really vouch for. The first product is the Taurus FlexLine 67-watt charger. Now, obviously with 67 watts, that is much more than needed for the 40-watt fast charging. So you've even got a bit more headroom if you want to charge other devices like a laptop or an iPad. But the really cool thing with this one is the retractable cable. This makes it super compact and organized when it comes to traveling. But in my opinion, adding this product to the setup actually makes it a super unique and modular setup. This is the Anker MagGo UFO charger, which is a great name. And the great thing about this setup is you simply, when you get to your hotel, you pull out this charger, plug it into the wall, and then you plug in the UFO charger. This setup is exactly how I charge all of my devices overnight and wake up to a full charge on all of them. But let's say you're in the middle of the day and you run out of battery or something and you just need a quick charge. Well, simply just unplug the UFO charger, plug your phone directly in with the FlexLine charger, and now you can charge wired at a really fast speed. With the 17, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max, with a charging adapter of at least 45 watts, you can actually go from 0 to 50% in just 20 minutes, which is insane. Then when you're done, you simply just pack it all up and this is it. This is everything you need for travel. Now, if you are going international like I was, this in my opinion is the best travel adapter, and that is the Matador Global Travel Adapter. Trust me, don't go with the Amazon special this time, go with this one. While I was in Europe, this one by Matador was actually the only one that worked with this UFO charger. It's got adapters for EU, UK, USA or Australia, 2 USB-C ports, 3 USB-A ports, and pass-through charging on the back so you can plug in a normal wall plug from your home country. This one is a must-have from Matador. The next category is MagSafe chargers. These are fantastic when you're on the go or on a longer day, but with so many options on Amazon, how do you know which one to get? Well, the one that I actually use is this one by Anker, and I'll tell you why. So the biggest thing that you have to look out for, especially these days when battery banks are catching on fire, is Qi 2. Qi 2 is the latest technology in wireless charging that allows you to charge your phone not only faster, but more importantly, more efficient, which means your phone's gonna get less hot. I've seen way too many videos of battery banks catching on fire on flights. And so as a PSA, if you're gonna use a power bank, make sure to use it in a well-ventilated area. Because of the heat that they generate, whatever you do, do not leave your battery bank plugged in without it well ventilated. But yeah, the reason I like this Anker one is it's half the price of Apple's iPhone Air Mag Magsafe battery pack, which by the way only works for iPhone Air. But also this one has even more capacity. It comes from a reputable brand, Anker, and it actually charges your phone pretty fast at 15 watts thanks to Qi 2. I think this is a good option if you want something that's slim, compact, and ultra portable. But if you want something a little more robust that can hold a little more juice and uses wired charging, this is the battery bank I've been using over the past 3 years. This is the Anker Nano 3-in-1 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank. It allows your phone to be charged at 30 watts, and my favorite feature is this loop that also doubles as a USB-C cable. It's got a nice display on the front. Oh, and one of the most convenient features, it also has flip-out wall plugs, so you can charge this battery directly from the wall. You don't need another USB-C cable, and you can also charge your iPhone while your battery's charging. I know it's a lot. This one is just designed very well, and it's held up great over the past 3 years. Would highly recommend this one. Now, we've talked about on-the-go and travel charging, so let's talk about charging at home. Now, when it comes to charging at home, you really don't need the fastest chargers, which is why wireless charging is typically fine. These are two that I actually use. This one sits on my desk, and this one sits at my entryway table. This one is much cheaper. This one is a little more premium. So first of all, this is the ESR 3-in-1 stand. It features a sturdy base, supports Qi 2. Not only can it charge your phone, it can also charge your Apple Watch and AirPods all at the same time. Then this is the Nomad Stand 1 Max. I've gotten hundreds of comments about this stand, and I think it looks great. It's well designed, and it's also very high quality. The base is constructed of a solid chunk of metal with an anti-slip pad, which means it's not gonna budge when you attach or detach your phone. It's also got Qi 2 MagSafe technology, an Apple Watch charger, as well as a spot for your AirPods. This really is the end game when it comes to 3-in-1 premium chargers, and so the price tag definitely reflects that. There are two things you need to know about this stand though. The first is that the white version does stain if you use leather cases over time. The second thing is, even though it comes with a high quality braided cable, it actually doesn't come with a 30-watt power adapter, which you actually need to pair it with. Of course, you can purchase one from Nomad, but also this 45-watt adapter from Anker also works quite well. I really love the look of the Nomad one. I think it does elevate any space that you put it on, whether it be your nightstand or your desk. Okay, next up, let's talk about cases. Now, there are a lot of cases out there, but first we're gonna start with the most protective case from Casetify, who's also sponsoring this video. So Casetify is on a mission to set the quality standard for the ultimate phone protection. The new bounce case features shock absorbing edges, which is actually rated for up to 21 feet of drop protection. And after dropping it from both waist and head height, the phone looks brand new. Now, if you don't need that much protection, this is Casetify's Glaze lineup, which features an inner printing method with a scratch-resistant glossy backplate. And because the print is printed on the inside, the prints won't actually fade or scratch off. And there's tons of designs to choose from. Then Casetify also has a clear case. And apparently this case is completely resistant to fading or yellowing from UV or stain damage. It's also made of a really high quality plastic, so it doesn't bend or flex like any of the other clear cases on the market. If you're interested in Casetify's cases, use my link below for 15% off, and thank you to Casetify for sponsoring this video. Now, let's talk about some of the other cases. Now, on my personal phone, the iPhone Air, I actually don't run it with a case, but with my 17 Pro, there are a couple of cases to talk about. So these are gonna be my top 3 picks. This is the Nomad Sport case. I think it provides a really elegant and minimal look to your iPhone. Then we've also got the Beats Rugged case. This one's got some texture to help with grip, and it comes in this bright orange color, which is cool if you didn't go with the orange iPhone this year. You can still find some orange in your case. Then lastly, we have the Ridge Everyday case in the carbon color. I think the carbon definitely gives your phone a really unique look. And so yeah, those are my top picks for cases. Okay, so now we're getting into the final section, and that is the filmmaking and photography section. Now, the first product is actually a really unique one, and I think is so well designed, and that is the Peak Design mobile tripod. So first of all, this is a tiny tripod that you can carry around with you everywhere with its slim profile. You can actually just slip it into your sling, your pocket, or keep it on the back of your phone with MagSafe. Then when you're ready to deploy, flip out the legs, and with the ball joint, you can actually position the phone however you'd like. You can even tilt it above the horizon without it tipping over. Whether that's just using it as a regular phone stand for taking calls in portrait mode or watching videos in landscape mode, this is gonna be fantastic for mobile photographers or filmmakers if you wanna get that family group shot or if you're filming yourself. It really is a very high quality little tool that you can just keep on the back of your phone. Another one for my filmmakers is gonna be the Moment Magsafe tripod mount. By far, this is the easiest and quickest way to mount your phone on a tripod. You simply just connect this to the base plate on your tripod. Your phone magnetically attaches and you can use it either in portrait mode or horizontal mode. If you watched my iPhone Air day in the life video, I actually used the Moment Magsafe mount for a really cool POV shot on my phone. And basically the way I did it is I screwed one end into this magic arm. I had my phone and then I screwed this end into the base of my camera cage. And so the camera was here and I could basically record the screen without the screen moving. And then last but not least, this is the Afero P10 Magsafe SSD. If you've played around with recording in ProRes Log at all, you'll know that it takes up a bunch of space on your phone. So currently on my phone, if I flip it to Log, I actually only have 19 minutes of recording on my 256 gigabyte phone. That is ridiculous. So what you need to do is get one of these, plug it in, Magsafe it on the back of your phone, and now you have this really sleek setup. And now if I launch the video app, I actually have about 2 hours of recording on ProRes Log. And so now all of the footage is getting recorded directly onto this SSD. And when you're done recording, you can actually just take this off, import your footage, and immediately start editing. Now, the one thing I'll say is that when you plug this in, you actually lose your MagSafe functionality because your MagSafe is taken up by this SSD. So if you want to pair it with like a tripod mount, it might get in the way. But yeah, that about does it, guys. These are the products that I've actually been using with my iPhone. And if you're interested in any of them, links will be down below, which you can use to support the channel. If you found this video helpful at all, please consider using those links. Subscribe if you aren't already, leave a like on your way out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.